synergy with her like today, and how did it feel you guys to this one?
Yeah, it's fun. Kelsey's obviously, she makes my life easier out there, and it's, it's hard to pick and choose when, both of us are on, like, at the 1 and 2 position. That just, like, puts the defense in a really tough spot, and I thought that 3 she made there in the fourth quarter was huge for us, and we could have executed a little bit better down the stretch, but I think we just really read and understand each other a lot better from where we were at the beginning of the season. Like, the amount of backdoor cuts that girl has got just because we make eye contact and she knows to go backdoor it's incredible. Like, that play we ran to start the third quarter, like, I wasn't involved in it. I wasn't at the beginning, but, like, we ran that play a million times, and it just made me laugh because, like, she's so fast that she gets open every single time. So I'm really happy for her and proud of her. She definitely deserves this moment.
Congratulations, the 35 points and the record, another record. It seemed like there was a lot of back and forth. You guys, like Sheldon, you guys go way back, right? So there seemed to be some chatter back and forth. Is this the kind of game you enjoy playing, even though it's right to the end and you want to put them away? But it seemed like you were really kind of, mostly like loving the fight as well as loving, obviously, the scoring.
Yeah,
Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was definitely fun. And obviously, I've gone against JC for quite a while now in my career. Every year I was at Iowa, she was really good at Ohio State. So I'm pretty familiar with her game and what she's about. And I think she's had a really good year for the Wings. And, she just like kind of takes what they give you. She's always consistent. She's always going to step up to the plate and guard whoever she needs to guard. And, happy for her. But, I thought the game was really fun. Obviously, once we got it to 8, I wish we could have kept that a little bit better. We didn't execute really in the half court as well. And when they started throwing some traps at us, we didn't respond to it great. So I think just executing that last minute and a half a little bit better where we don't have to like just go to the free throw line and make a bunch of free throws. I thought we were great at that. But you want to get to the point where you don't have to rely on that too. So I definitely love this type of game. Very high scoring, but our defense can be a lot better too.
Go Scott, then Matt.
Is there a specific reason maybe you came into this game a little bit more loose, a little bit more free, and then I think we saw that then on the court?
I think I was just excited to play. Anytime you get the opportunity to get out there and go play, and knowing this, this was our last regular season one at home. It's fun. It's on the weekend. It's an afternoon game. Like, those are just better. So I don't know. Once I got that first 3 go in and then made a couple after that, my shot felt pretty good. And honestly, like, I felt like I should have made 8 tonight. I got a couple tough rolls. Like, I just seemed to not be able to get over the hump of like really getting hot. Like, I know I was 6 for 14 and that's pretty good, but like, I still feel like there was a couple there that it's just like, how's that not go in? So, but yeah, I think just playing loose and also knowing that you've had success prior to, against this team in our first 2 matchups with them, I think that just brings you confidence as a player. And I thought we were really good last time we played in Dallas. But we've honestly struggled to guard this team, and I think it just speaks to their offensive firepower that they have, like Arike and Sabali's really good. And then we obviously struggled to guard their post players for at least 3 quarters. So thought we could improve in that area.
We go Matt, then Sabrina in the third row.
Yeah, Caitlin, you get the rookie record, you get a career high. It's a tense game from start to finish. Friday, you acknowledged keeping your emotions in check. So I guess in a tense game like this, tense environment, I guess where does your mind, your competitiveness go when, occasionally teammates, kind of have to come in and redirect you away from the refs?
Well, I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best. But my teammates do a really good job of that. They think I'm funny. They think it's funny. So, and then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. Like, she's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she ends up with a technical. And she didn't really do anything. She was just standing there. So that's what was funny to me. But I think I did a better job. I still thought there was like a couple moments there where I could have been a little bit better. But now it's basically over. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I don't want to be getting technicals at all. So, and my mom doesn't want that for me either. And I don't want to pay any more fines. So I'm done with that.
The last one in the room, Sabrina, then we got 2 on Zoom.
Yeah, Caitlin, this is a team that's been night and day since the Olympic break. You know, has it sunk in yet that you're a rookie now going to the playoffs with a franchise that hasn't gone since 2016?
Not really. I think like once we get there, it'll feel a little more real. And obviously, like, we're not just happy to be there. Like, we really feel like we can believe and we can compete with every single team that's going to be in the playoffs. Obviously, the only team we didn't beat this year were the Aces, and I think the way it's going to work out, the only way we would see them would be in the finals. And that would have been another huge accomplishment for our group if we were able to beat them once. I think it has been since 2010, since we've beat every single team in our league. So it's just another thing to work for next year. But I think we have confidence in the fact that, you know, whoever our first round matchup is, we have beat that team before. That doesn't mean they're not really, really talented and really, really skilled, but that does give you a little bit of confidence going into those games. So, but I think, you know, you go into the Washington game, we still expect to win that too, and we know that Washington's going to be fighting for that last playoff spot too. So, you know, our goal has been one at a time. I thought we've done a really good job of that, but at the same time, everybody definitely is excited for the playoffs. We haven't been there since 2016, so we're going to do everything we can to try to get it back here so our fans can, you know, cheer us on and have a little taste of playoff basketball as well.
Last two on Zoom. DJ, then Mike. DJ, go ahead.
Caleb, great game.
Thanks.
Two questions. You had a behind-the-back dribble leading with a pass to Lexi and a hockey assist to Dantas, and you also had an assist to Kelsey late and Dantas. Can you speak to what it means to trust your teammates in these high-pressure moments? And how did you develop your court vision?
Wow. I don't know. I think it just comes with playing basketball for a really long time, and I've always played the point guard spot. And like I said, I think last time we played, like, I've always been a huge fan of basketball. I've always watched it. I've always, you know, loved playing it. I think that's the best way to learn is to practice, to watch it, to just be around it all the time. I think that's where my IQ of the game comes from. But at the same time, like I've said, I feel like our team has built great chemistry of understanding where each other's going to be. And then also, like, I shoot extra with Dantas after every shoot around, and Didi, like, she doesn't miss. Like, I feel so confident every single time she shoots a shot that it's going in. And that one she made in the corner, and then the one on top where Lexi made the one more pass and went good to great for Didi to get a wide open three. Like, those were two huge shots for us. So I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her. Like, that's a tough position to be in, to come off the bench and play 12 minutes and to be that ready to knock down some huge shots in big moments where your team really needs it. It adds a whole different dynamic and something that you have to guard, especially when we're in pick and roll action together too. It makes it tough knowing she's going to pop and you have to either take one of us away or try to take both of us away. It puts the other team in a tough position.
Last one, Mike Vopel.
Yeah, thank you. You talked a lot about watching the Lynx as a kid and Maya being a hero of yours. You've passed Simone today in terms of rookie points. And I just wonder maybe some of your thoughts on watching Simone and obviously what a great scorer she was, and maybe your thoughts on watching her as a kid as well.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously loved that team with, you know, Brunson, Simone, Maya, Lindsay Whalen, Sylvia Fowles, like all of them I was huge fans of. And I remember when I went to my first WNBA game, Simone was I think she was the first player that I ever met when I was courtside watching them warm up before the game. It was her and Lindsay Whalen. So it comes full circle for sure. I remember I got my picture with her on my dad's little phone. It was like maybe like a BlackBerry back in the day or something like that. I don't even know. It hardly worked. But I vividly remember it. That was like the first WNBA player I ever met. So I was always a fan of her game and the way she could shoot the ball and score the ball. So like I said, definitely full circle.
Balance both doing what you do and making sure she does what she does to make sure you guys keep rolling.
I just think it's based on a read because it's like I think that me and C-Square try to do a great job of just kind of piggyback our games off one another. And I think it's just based on how teams play us. I think if Dallas, think they're going to choose one, I think that we both just have a chance to, go get what's ours. But I kind of look forward to it because it's kind of like you can always be in rhythm, with players like that. And so I can appreciate it.
Does 20 wins or 500 mean anything specific to you?
Oh, man, it's a big deal. I've never accomplished something personally like that. So, hats off to our group. Hats off to the season so far. I say so far because, I look forward to hopefully a really good run for us in the playoffs. So I'm excited about the 20 wins. I'm grateful. I know where I started and I know where I'm at now. So
Go Matt and Christine.
Yeah, Kelsey, obviously a nail biter, but you guys drop
She's a sword.
110 points. So, just based on how the last few games have gone, I think not being able to break 80, how does a performance like this kind of right the ship in a way, if at all, just for kind of moving forward and into this playoff stretch?
Hopefully we can do better in the point department as far as keeping people. I mean, we can have 100 plus, but not them. So I think that's our next maturation. But I think that I think today we take away from it the fact that we were able to walk away with a win when they got chippy. I don't know, you guys been watching. It don't happen. It took some time for us to get down to the stretch of games and walk away with a W. And so I'm proud of our group for that. We had people step up when a number was called. Dee, Timmy. The list goes on, and so you can appreciate our group as a whole because I think it's going to be like that in the playoffs for sure.
Go Christine and Scott.
Kelsey, how do you make Caitlin better, and how does Caitlin make you better?
Oh, man, I just think that our pace alone is, not a lot of people want to play fast, and so you can grow to appreciate it with a young PG. I get the best of both worlds. She's young, and she likes to play fast, so I can appreciate it. I think that our pace, though, can set us up for a lot of different stuff. And I think, alone our ability and our own individual talents to make everything better. But I think the fact that we want to play up-tempo, and it's a shift from what you usually see from teams, I think we set ourselves apart. And so it kind of makes us both stand out.
Go Scott and Chloe.
Did you two have a nickname yet?
Oh, no, not yet. We'll figure out one. C squared and something else maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll find something. You'll let me know.
And as you were coming off the court, you have all these emotions, right, of clinching the sixth spot and all the things you discussed earlier. What kinds of things are racing through your mind after all you've been through?
Oh, man, I think for me, it's like me individually, it's like you can't get complacent. I think for every time you feel like you got it, God above is going to test you for one more. And so you just want to stay ready kind of way. Don't get too high, get too low, kind of stay in a balanced situation to where you prepare for whatever comes your way. And if it goes bad, you're prepared that way too. So I think for me, it's about me individually staying focused on the main thing. But I think as a group, if we can collectively have that mindset, I think we're going to set ourselves apart.
Go Chloe, then we'll go third row directly behind you.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier this season, you've seen the bottom and now you're up here. Just what does it mean to, have this much confidence going into the end of the season and, have a playoffs, looking forward to that?
Oh, man, shout out to the process. I think that the process is something that, you take for granted. You don't never understand it until you're in it. And I think the process for me was having to see what that was. And now on the flip side of things, I get to do it with a special group. And so I'm very grateful to be able to do it with such a young and vibrant group. And I think that for us, the sky's the limit because no one thought we'd be here. And so now we get to take it a step further.
We'll go third row there. We got two in the third row.
Hi, Tasha Jones with the Indianapolis Recorder. Tonight, congratulations on the 20 wins. Tonight was a bucket breaker. Like three people had scored. You scored over 750 points in a single season, being at 10th place. And Caitlin is 11th place with over 750. And Agumbawale scored over 4,000 points today. How does that feel in regards to breaking records, winning, and going over to the next level?
Oh, man, it's a bittersweet question because it's good when, it's good, but it's better when you're winning. I don't know if that makes sense, but you just grow to appreciate it more individually. Obviously your craft and what you put in from a daily and the sacrifices you make, to be in this position to break those records. But I think it feels better when you win. So it's kind of a bittersweet question to answer because it feels good to compete against those players like Enrique. Me and her are really, really close friends. And so to compete and see that and see her Garrett Flowers too, it just goes to show how great our game is. But it's even better when you can win and do it. So
We got one more in the third row, then we'll go to Zoom.
Yes, Sabrina Hoover, WNDU. Caitlin Clark talked about just seeing all the younger kids with their jerseys on, just the last names. What is your perspective seeing those kids in the crowd just with your jersey and just cheering your name?
I get really excited. I'm kid friendly. I have more fun than them at the museums and stuff like that. Don't take me to the museum, so I get appreciated because I get a chance to know what the future is. This might go over a lot of people's head, but they are the future, and so you have to invest and get to know who they are as fans, as young kids. But more importantly, as future hoopers, hopefully, we want the young boys and the young girls to come and see us and hopefully get a vision of what they want. And so I'm excited to be able to portray that, hopefully, and they can use us as a resource in the long run.
Last one on Zoom, Mike Volpel. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Kelsey, forgive me for asking this after a game with so much offense, but obviously defense has been a big part of your game. And your teammates have talked a lot about that. Sometimes it can be almost hidden because you're such a great offensive player, but how much, I guess, pride have you taken, and what are the ways you think you have gotten to be a better defensive player, and how will that help, going forward for the rest of this season?
Oh, it's crazy you say that. I think it's an underrated thing to say, but defense can fuel my offense based on how I play and who I am. I like to get downhill, and I know that I can do those kinds of things once I'm in transition. But to get that, you got to get a stop. And so I've taken pride in kind of like being in passing lanes and just being aggressive and gritty. Coach has appointed me some of the best players to guard in this league, and I try to take pride in them because I know they're going to make me better. And I want to, if I can be limitless in every aspect of my game, I want to be.